Hello, doctor.
You're live now.
Yeah.
Right. Alarm calls are most of those from the.
Yeah. All right. Okay, it's 7 o'clock. I'll go ahead and call the meeting to order. Darcy, will you call the roll, please?
Moore,
Here.
Marr, Moody,
Here.
Ingstrom,
Here.
Engelhardt.
Here.
Thank you. Hey, welcome, everybody. I got to stand up to see if anybody's out there. But all right, item 3 is the Pledge of Allegiance. So everybody, please stand and we'll do the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, I guess before we do anything else, we have to explain a little bit of the things we got going on in our chamber. Our cops shop over here is getting new floor done like we've got right here. So everything that's in there got carried into here, so or most of it. And hopefully by next month we're done.
Hopefully.
Okay, but anyway, that's the reason that's out there. All right, item 4 then is perfection and approval of the agenda. Is there a motion, please?
Second.
Second. All those in favor say aye. Opposed say no. Carry. All right, item 5 then is public comment time. And we do have the podium up here.
Can you play the Benny Hill music as I go to it? Wacky Sacks. Hello, YouTube. My name is Crystal Duffy. I am the Postal Public Library Director. I just have a couple quick things. Some cool stuff that happened at the library recently. We had our summer reading program in July. We had 40 to 50 kids every single week. And that is only because we made them RSVP ahead of time. Had we just sort of done a free-for-all, it would have been more, most likely. So just celebrating that. And I was thinking too, where I came from, which was a city of about 500,000, if I had run a library program in that city and had 40 to 50 kids show up, I would have been thrilled. So the fact that it's happening in our town is very exciting. Last week, we helped over 300 people sign up for appointments with the Guatemalan consulate. We have the Guatemalan mobile consulate coming to Postville this weekend. This was arranged by Kathy Mitchell from Northeast Iowa Community Action, Northeast Iowa Peace and Justice Center in Decorah. So she typically will kind of take about 10 or more folks down to Omaha. We have to go all the way to Omaha for them to go to their consulate. This would be to get renew their passport, get a new ID, stuff like that. And she'll take people and drive them and have them do that. And so she came up with this idea to see if she could get them to come to Postville, because of course we have more than 14 people who could utilize this service. So she asked if we would help. And I said, yes. I had no idea what we were getting into, but we learned a lot. On day 1, we had 120 people come through the library in a 4-hour period. And we ran out of appointments. And it was just myself and Stephanie Ortiz, who speaks fluent Spanish, but mine is not fluent. And so it was just the two of us translating and helping on computers. So the following day I posted emergency, we need translators. So we had like 4 volunteers come the next day, which made it way easier, ran out of appointments again. Saturday we had volunteers come and I had another employee there. We also ran out of appointments in less than an hour. So just the fact that we were able to get all of those people appointments, I just wanted to share about that. So if you see a lot of folks out and about this weekend, this Saturday and Sunday, it'll be at the Lutheran Church. And yeah. And then also wanted to share that I'm working on an application with Barb at the pantry, the food pantry, to get an AmeriCorps volunteer at the food pantry that can help. We're hoping for a bilingual volunteer. Also hoping for someone that has computer skills, not fancy computer skills, just like basic sort of, I can run software and use the internet kinds of skills, to help build capacity and help get more volunteers, both bilingual, non-bilingual, maybe get some younger folks involved, make some connections in the community, maybe the school, things like that. So I'm working on an AmeriCorps application right now to help the pantry do that. So if you know someone in town who would be interested in doing that, it would probably be like a 10-hour commitment per week. It is a volunteer, but it's a paid position. They also get a lot of money towards college. If they're a person who isn't going to college, they can pass it on. Like if it was someone who is a senior citizen, they could pass on that money to their child or grandchild for college or to pay off student loans. So it's very cool. Just getting the word out early in case anyone has any candidates in mind. So that's it.
Crystal, so I have a question. You
Yes.
said it's volunteer, but it's paid?
Well, they're called AmeriCorps volunteers,
Yeah.
but they do get paid. It's like
Okay.
a stipend.
Yeah.
It's a stipend.
Okay.
And it costs very little for the entity that is getting the volunteer to do it. Like I was looking at it, I think it would be like $200 for the pantry, and we could find grants. Like I'm probably
Okay.
gonna help them find a grant to pay for it. But even if they had to pay for it, $200-300 to have someone work for several months on this project and work many hours a week, like it's a really great deal. And the purpose of AmeriCorps is to either do community development or do what's called capacity building, which is what we will be working on at the pantry. Building capacity, getting more volunteers, working on how do we maybe have more hours someday or things like that. But they need help. They would need a volunteer who does that all day, not just the folks that are trying to pass out food to hundreds of people. So, okay.
Well, great job on all three of those.
Yeah, very good.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Any other folks out there that would like to talk? Anybody getting up? Nope.
Not on our end.
Okay. Okay, then we will go on then to item 6, fire hydrant sealed bids, and we got one.
Looks like Travis Keening wants one hydrant. He'll pay $101.
So, what a deal.
How many more do you have?
What did we
6
say?
or
we had?
7?
6 or 7 that we
Yeah.
have.
I think I put the notice on it's in your packet there.
Put it on Marketplace, Facebook Marketplace. Darcy,
Yep,
you put on Facebook Marketplace?
certainly can. Same stipulations,
What's that?
Same.
I have seen those things.
same
there.
amount.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Put your $100 or whatever minimum.
So we'll
Okay.
need a motion to approve.
Okay, we need a motion to approve the one bid for the one hydrant.
So moved. Go ahead.
Becky?
Second.
Larry, second. Any further discussion? Not all in favor, say aye.
All right.
Opposed, say no. Carry. Okay, item 7 then is Homes for Iowa request. Rachelle and Jeff, are you out there? You want to come up to the podium, please? Oh, how are you doing?
Good, and you guys?
You're doing good. You're doing good.
Jeff had contacted me about the Homes for Iowa project, so I'll tell a little bit about what Homes for Iowa is, and then I'll let Jeff talk about what he wants to do here in Postville. But
Say, Rachelle, before you get, would you please tell us your name?
Oh,
Because
yes.
we're going here.
Rachelle Howe, and I'm with Postville and Rachelle Planning Commission.
Thank you.
The Homes for Iowa project was started about 4 years ago now. And as Upper Portland is a council of government in Iowa, there's 17 other councils of government. And it was formed from the 17 councils of government in lieu of the housing shortage within the state. We looked at a very similar program that was running in South Dakota, and we mimicked that program here in Iowa. And there is the statewide board. A couple of the council directors are on that board as well, that is working with the Iowa prison system to develop these homes. So the homes are built in Newton, Iowa, and they are working with what I like about the project is it's serving kind of two needs. It's serving the housing need, but it's also a skill up for the prisoners. Now, the prisoners are not life prisoners that get chosen for this these projects, but they have a certification when they're done in construction and electrical and that type of thing. So they're able to leave the system when appropriate and leave with a certification in hand and have a needed skill that they can utilize to acclimate themselves to the outside world. But the homes for Iowa in 2024 or 2023, I think they built about 45 homes. Fayette has received, the city of Fayette has one home and has been sold. Jeff has 4 homes north of Waukon, and the city of Owine has sold a home as well, has placed a home in their city. The home does come to the city or the location on a truck. And when we first started the program, we hired that done, and that was a little bit cumbersome. Jeff might agree. We had to wait for that moving company. We weren't top on their list, but now we have our own moving company with the equipment necessary. So a city could purchase a home and sell it. An individual could purchase a home and just live in there or sell it. A developer can purchase a home and sell it, and then they can, whatever the cost is of that home, they can then charge 10% above that for a sale price if they so chose. I don't think anybody has done that as of yet. So many of the homes have a basement, and it's up to the developer, or the purchaser of the home. Some have put Jeff has put a basement and a garage on. I don't think, if I remember right, Fayette and Owine did not do that. They each sold their home for about $130,000. They own the lot existing, the city did. You go into a contract and there's 2 options now. One is a rental contract, like a purchase agreement with a rental side of it, and one is to sell it. And that's why Jeff is here today. The home is, I don't know, did you send some of the stuff out in the packet?
Yep, they received it.
Okay. The home is $99,000 to purchase it with a $4,500 down payment. Jeff does want to rent out the home, and he could be the applicant, but he would have to wait a period of time before renting that. Or if the city would like to be the applicant, he could rent it right away. So I guess that's kind of why we're here today. And, with being the applicant, if we want to show support in the financial measure of some of the down payment, the $4,500, that'd be great too. But that's up to you guys.
So is that what?
I don't think the right lot was marked on the one that's highlighted already has a house on it,
He's divided that,
Oh,
so it'd be
divided.
behind
Oh,
it.
next to the one that's
but
got
it's the one
square.
south of
The
the
lot
yellow
is.
lot.
Right, yep.
Right there. Oh, yeah, it's big.
So I see what you mean. Yeah. It's just south.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the quarter lot south of
You
the
know
yellow.
that
So
where
which one will you be
Darlene
doing?
Neary used to live?
Oh, yeah, that one.
On the corner? No, it's up here on Lawler.
Perry,
Yeah,
Iowa was
yeah,
the
yeah.
first one to get one of the
Behind,
homes, and
he's
so they got
divided
their
that,
name
is
on it.
that behind it?
Next time we'll get Moody in it or something.
There you go. I like it.
Me too.
Although that could be
I like
a laboratory too.
Mhm.
That's true.
Is this any of what you got up? This style?
No.
I'm doing a different style, but
It
that's
is
the way
I'd be concerned.
So these are the different styles that one could get. You can get 2-bedroom.
Right,
and
so he
3-bedroom.
divided it, so he wants to put it here.
They're very nicely built, and if
He
you
owns
ever
that,
do want
yeah.
to see one, let me know. You can even tour the prison facility as well.
Is that all the prison industrial that are sitting?
There you go, Larry.
Here's kind of a
Look at
color
that.
scheme
Oh, okay.
that helps you out in it. I like it in color. So Jeff, you wanna talk about where they kind of know where the location is? We'd be looking at an order for 2025. And if he could get the foundation in this fall, then it could be delivered in the first quarter of the calendar year, I should say.
Jeff, tell us who you are, please.
Hi, my name is Jeff Allison from One Pond Colony. So I would like to, I already own the home at 42 North Water Street. It has an additional lot on it. I'm looking at putting one of these homes in. It'd be a good use of my lot, and I feel like there's probably a need for more rentals in Postville, from what I've noticed. They're very quality built homes. I own 4 of them now, and I have no complaints with them at all.
Have you had any trouble renting them?
No. I had trouble trying to sell them, just I think because the people that would be eligible for the program then maybe can't get a loan as easy as other people. So I figured if I do the rental for a while and then look at things after that, what might be the road to go. I'm planning to put a basement in it, under it, and then the garage at some point. I'm not sure that it'll be done right away. Anybody have any questions? I don't know what I need to talk about, I guess.
So there's income requirements for buying these homes?
The family has to be 130,000 or less to purchase the home, but there's no income requirements on renters. The rental kind of came up due to like a workforce rental. You know, like they were trying to partner with hospitals or schools if they're enticing, you know, employees. Yeah.
Is the rental a single family?
Yes, it's single family.
Are you looking at a 2-bedroom or a 3-bedroom?
I was just gonna do a 3-bedroom for.
3-2.
Yes. For resale.
Is you are putting on a basement? Is the basement gonna be habitable? Another bedroom?
Finish,
Mhm.
I'm not sure I'll finish it.
Yeah.
Actually, when the home, you finished some in Wakan, but in Fayette, when I was in that one, they did not finish it. And I kind of thought, oh, that was nice. I mean, this person purchased it, of course, but it was nice because then they could kind of set up the basement how they.
No,
Well, I was,
no.
I guess going more towards,
Yeah.
is it gonna
And
be
then must came with 2 lots.
accessible in the event they wanted to do another bedroom? So if you had
Yeah.
egress windows.
Oh,
I'll have it all set up. I'll have a pump for bathroom in the basement. Probably have it ready for 2 bedrooms. But I don't know where I'll finish it. To start off with, just.
But you would have the egress windows and the plumbing set up for additional bedrooms and bath.
So, you rent it out. Are you gonna limit the number of people that can move in? The reason I say that is because
We have them.
it's been probably somebody that had a lot, that they were renting a home that was already existing, that wasn't converted. And they had sections built in the basement for people to sleep on.
Yes, there will be a limit on people. I should say,
Yeah, well,
to
yeah.
have my
Once they move
things.
in, it's
you want a
nice.
single family.
Yeah, I like to have my things nice, and I like to try and stay on top of those people. I have noticed that they try to think that they rented a house and now they can jam as many people in there
yeah.
as they can, and I've had to stop that at the house that I have, or they were moving somebody else in. I don't know why this person's here. And they have to- So,
So you own the house right next to it,
yes.
that's rented out.
And then you're responsible for the electric, the water, sewer, hookups, getting everything to the house installed. The excavation, everything else.
So what are you asking the city for?
To be the applicant, because as to apply for a rental, it has to be a city
The city.
that would apply or a business. And then if you know, in light of being the applicant, would you consider assisting with a down payment of some sort? The down payment is $4,500 up
That's,
front.
that was, I should have made it more blunt at the start.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I mean, that's up to you.
Right.
You don't have to. It's not like a competitive situation where it's local match, but if you're, you know, want to be the applicant and want to show support, that's one way to do it.
What would the city's risk be with all this? So say we're the applicant, what would their risk be?
Just being the applicant is he would own everything. None of the documents would be in the city's name.
I think what Darcy's maybe leading up to is what if all this falls flat?
Oh,
We pay the
so the only
$4,500
thing,
bucks
like, let's
and
say
nothing
that
happens.
you apply and Jeff puts the $4,500 down, he's not going to get the $4,500 down.
And if the city puts $4,500 down, we don't get the $4,500 back.
Whoever
That's what I'm
puts the
leading up to.
$4,500
That's not to be
down.
mean. I just gotta understand, you know, when people don't
Yeah.
understand it,
Yep.
that's we
yep,
got bigger troubles on the getting out part of things.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
and I
You know.
think our issue is
Taken out of the 99.
we wouldn't have budgeted
Yes.
for 4,500.
No,
We wouldn't have had this in our budget.
truly can't.
Correct.
Yeah.
And the 45 does come out of the 99,000. Yes,
Okay.
you're correct. And you don't pay the remainder until it's delivered.
And you said last time, there's some bugaboo last time that the thing didn't get delivered.
Well, you know, it can work on like the weather and that type of thing and where
Right.
you are in the log. I think they have a few applicants in for there's no more applicants. There's no more homes available for 2024. They're all
Okay.
taken and spoken for, but 2025, we could still get this home in the first quarter of the calendar year, January, February, March.
Okay.
So what you're here is to ask if you can do a rental or to get $4,500. I'm not sure.
Both. Would you be the applicant for Jeff's rental application? The city be the applicant? And if yes, great. If no, I'm assuming, well, I'm not gonna speak for Jeff, but and number two, with the down payment of $4,500, would you want to consider giving some funds towards that $4,500?
So,
to show support?
so the applicant, this is just a formality.
Well, he could apply on his own, but he would have to wait because as a developer, he has to apply for the purchase application.
You can't rent it out.
So
You can only
this is
rent it
if
out
it's
if
a
we
rental,
apply.
I would put in the 4,500.
Um,
I'm very confused. I guess.
Okay, I'll make it very, in my
Really
mind,
simple.
very simple. Would you guys be the applicant so that I can rent this house out? That's the number one thing. The $4,500, you guys can decide if you want to pay any or zero of that. I will still put the house in there. But if anybody felt like giving me $4,500, I'd really like it. Okay?
Well,
Right.
I think that'd be nice of us if we did, but I
Yeah.
don't think we have the money because it's not in our
Yeah,
budget.
so that's fine. I'll still put the house there if you guys would just be the applicant for me so that I can do the rental, without having to wait and go
Wait,
through
so
hoops
You
with
can
the
you
company
can make
later.
the application as a rental,
Yes,
Right.
which puts you in a better
yeah, that,
priority. If the city doesn't have any financial loss as it being a rental, I wouldn't see an issue with it monetarily. It doesn't do us any good with the lot sitting there naked either, except collecting taxes on it, which is minimal. So Jeff's got a lot of properties in the county. I know him as a business person with my other job as well. I don't know him to not be good on his word about keeping the properties up. After him, he's usually pretty good about keeping things clean too, so. That'd be But like they said, we don't have it in the budget. right now. So,
I agree with Laura. I'd be okay with being the applicant. But again, we've got some other expenses coming up here that there's always unknown expenses that come up, and I don't want to set precedent. But for one, pretty soon you set precedent, everybody wants the same thing, and that really blows the budget, So okay with the applicant, but not with the down payment. So, but that, I understand how it gets you going.
So we need a motion, yes. To do that.
I would make a motion to be the applicant only, but no financial obligation.
I'll second that.
Okay, any further discussion?
And this is for a rental.
So he can, so he can make it a rental property, not a owner occupied. Is that the right?
Yes.
Yeah, owner occupied.
We had, and I'll just throw this in there, Jeff approached us not last year about our, that lot over there on
Stoneman.
Stoneman, and I thought we had something set up there, but,
We never heard back from you.
The houses that I had at that time, like I said, we're not selling. I did not want to step out financially anymore at that point. Now I've got everything rented under control, and I can move forward, I guess.
Okay, so you hit a snag somewhere in there. All right, well, any further discussion?
Interest rates went against buying homes too.
All right, I think we're ready to vote. All those in favor say aye.
All right.
Those say no. Great.
I'd like to see the backside.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
Thank you, guys.
So like.
All right.
Thank you.
There you go. Thank you.
Okay, then on to item number 8, resolution number 1437-24, a resolution approving Iowa Department of Transportation's 2024 Street Finance Report and authorizing the mayor and city clerk to sign name. Darcy.
Yep, so this is your annual street finance report, ready to be submitted to the DOT. Pretty straightforward. Basically, it's your revenue in, which was your road use taxes, your local option sales tax, and then a little bit of general funded street money that we get, and your expenditures out. And this was for last fiscal year, so ending as of June 30th. Updated equipment. We did have just one change on that, where we bought that new truck and sander. So otherwise, pretty simple report. And does anyone have any questions about it?
I move we approve resolution 1437-24.
All right, is there a second?
Is that Mary?
Mary, is that you? Okay, so Darcy, whenever you're ready.
Moore,
Yes.
Moody,
Yes.
Ingstrom, Engelhardt.
Yes.
What else we have to do with it?
Nope, that's it.
Okay. All right, then the item 9, then resolution number 1438-24, a resolution approving the plat of survey to Allamakee County, Iowa, D.H.L. Trucking LLC owner. What did that mean?
So that's been brought to you by Nick Erickson, drafted that. Steve Baker is purchasing some land off of his neighbor, which is that D.H.L. Trucking.
Where's that located?
It's
Up
up by
West
West Street. Used to
Very end
be
of
Stockman.
Green Street and
It's to the east,
Used to be Best Place Auto.
used to be
Okay.
Stockton.
Yeah, Bruce Stockman.
Yeah.
Yep. So Steve Baker owns that now and is buying a small portion off of the
that's where all
neighbor.
those semi-trailers or tractors or trailers. No,
Yeah.
not the trailers, the engine.
Tractors?
And who's the owner?
Steve Baker is buying off of D.H.L. Trucking.
Who's D.H.L? Nothing matters.
D.H.L trucking, no clue.
I don't know.
It must be an enemy.
It'd be nice to get that mess cleaned up.
Yeah.
So you need a motion?
Mhm.
I move that we adopt resolution 1438-24.
Second,
Second, go ahead.
whenever you're ready, Darcy.
Moore,
Yes.
Moody,
Yes.
Ingstrom,
Yes.
Engelhardt.
Yes.
Just a little sliver, isn't it? 16 for what?
Okay, go on to item 10 then, ordinance number 699-24, an ordinance amending chapter 3, municipal infractions of the Postville, Iowa Code of Ordinances.
If you remember the last meeting, you wanted to add the municipal infraction for those air rifles. So that is what this change is. Let's see.
Yeah, what was it?
So $250. So carrying pellet guns and air rifles, the fine would be $250.
So that was added to that list.
That was added to the ordinance, yeah.
I have a question about those, just not about that one in particular, but can't put some of your trash into somebody else's container. We walk our dogs in the park and we pick up after it. Can we put that in the park?
That's the Publix container, so yes.
But I could put it in my neighbor's or something like that.
No, I wouldn't recommend that, but you can put it in the park.
I just.
I was curious too about the 55.12, the animal trap. What does that mean? Just an animal trap, $50.
That's if you have a kill trap, probably.
Why the cities?
Well, no, you have a live trap.
But what is it?
I have some clarification on some of these ordinances.
Oh my
Other than
goodness.
fines.
We went over this
Yeah.
before.
We did. Last
You guys
year.
are only addressing the pellet gun.
Yeah,
I know,
that's
but I
all we,
don't-
Yeah.
I don't remember seeing
Yeah,
the
we
animal.
You
went
guys
over
went
this,
through
like,
this
last
before.
fall.
yeah, we
Yeah.
did.
But I just don't remember seeing the animal trap one. I thought it was funny. Like, oh shit, I have the city's trap.
Mhm.
So we're just on the
Okay.
14.13.
Need a motion,
Right.
or do you have-
Yes,
Yeah, I need a
yes,
motion.
yes.
I'll make a motion to approve ordinance number 699.24 update.
Okay, second,
Second.
Mary? Oh,
Becky,
okay, whenever you're
I'll
ready.
say my name. It's-
Moore,
Yes.
Moody,
Yes.
Ingstrom,
Yes.
Engelhardt.
Yes.
Okay, so now if you don't want a second and third reading, you need to say so. Otherwise, it would go to a second reading at your next meeting.
I move that we take off the second and third reading.
Waive them.
Wave, yeah.
I would second the waiving.
Moore,
Yes.
Moody,
Yes.
Ingstrom,
Yeah.
Engelhardt.
Yes.
Okay, we good?
Yep.
Okay. Item 11 then, ordinance number 700-24, an ordinance to amend the municipal code of the city of Postville, Iowa by amending chapter 623A concerning automatic traffic enforcement.
So this is due to the state law change. We're updating our code to reflect the changes that were passed down by the state. You in case they have questions.
Those
Yeah.
parts that were crossed off, that was what was crossed off in the beginning. right?
Yes, ma'am?
Mhm.
When it
Yep.
changed to 11 to 20.
Yep.
Mhm, yeah.
So pretty much, and correct me if I'm wrong, chief, but pretty much the state took what we had.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's probably adding in now that we have to have a permit from the DOT.
Sure.
Yeah.
And they increased the fines a little more than what we had.
Mhm.
So how much of this fine goes to us? How much of this fine goes to them?
It's 70-30.
70-30.
So
70
we already
city.
got-
30,
We got 70% of the fine.
Yep.
Now we get
70% of the fine.
70% of the 70%.
No,
No.
Chase,
Oh.
no. This is what they're doing here. This is what the state changed.
This
isn't
is
what
the state
company changed. This
legislature.
is state. You got to go by what the state
You can't
upgraded the
more.
July 1st.
Right.
Yeah. They are the ones that set that.
Yeah, so
Not
we're
us.
just updating our code to reflect the new law changes with the state of
We're
Iowa.
still 30% of the company that's put up the
We're not
cameras,
changing our contracts
no.
with the camera
but it's
company.
70-30.
70-30.
70% to us, 30% to them.
Yeah,
The state's not collecting anything.
Now the
No.
fine is 75.
First,
What's that?
Yep.
No, that it'll be 70-30.
yes,
Yeah.
the state doesn't collect anything. The company that we have,
Oh, the state isn't
ultimate.
getting anything.
they
off of
aren't
this?
getting anything. They're just regulating it.
Oh, I thought they
So
were
our
trying to get their hands
ordinances
in the shell.
is based on their new regulations. Yeah,
Okay, I just thought they were
No.
making a move for our money.
no,
No,
no.
not yet.
not yet. Yeah, hang on.
Mhm.
So how come they get a set of things if they're not even involved in it?
Because they're
Just-
gonna be involved.
They're gonna.
This-
they're gonna-
This
they're having
this
one.
is a
The beginning.
this is prepping you.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. And what really gets me is, we have to be permitted. You have to apply for a permit. And I was shocked that
It didn't cost
that's
anything.
right.
I thought it did
You
too.
bet. That would be the first thing that that they would
Yeah.
charge for that. Well, so far not. But if you guys remember that all of these towns around us that had applied, before, now they're not even going to permit anything. No permits go out until the year of 26.
26.
26.
So Claremont can't get
Mm-mm.
No.
the, did we did ours, so we did.
Well, yeah. And I might as well, since I got the microphone in front of me, I've got it. There's a few things I do have to say is because, we have our legislators and we've got two of them local. And I understand that they probably were catching all kinds of stuff. We get, between the chief and I, we get a lot of love letters on this also, and the word love is not in these letters. But so there's a lot of people complaining, but what kind of bothers me a little bit is why didn't our legislators come and talk to the cities that had this?
Yeah.
Why didn't they do that instead of just saying,
We,
we're going to change this. We're going to change this, but we didn't have any contact that I know of,
now West Union has, did I tell you the story about what you saw it in the paper? This guy from West Union was so pissed because he had to pay $75 for a speeding ticket from our cameras. He's never gonna come and shop through Postville again.
Right.
And I'm thinking, well, you do it, you have it in your own damn town.
there's just, it just bothers me that, they think that, we are also your constituents, why did you all of a sudden think that you needed to take this? You went to Des Moines, you changed it, and honestly, like we said, this is exactly what we had and they took it,
Yeah.
and made a law out of it. So, I'll get over this. In fact, I'll get over it within the next 5 minutes, but it's like,
I don't want you to-
yeah, it's like, come on, you guys, this, but anyway, no, nothing's changed, Larry, as far as that goes. So, yeah. Well, I'm imagining. So we do have to have a motion to accept this. Larry, second,
I'll second.
whenever you're ready.
Yeah. Moore,
Yes.
Moody,
Yes.
Ingstrom,
Yes.
Engelhardt,
Yes.
All right,
We
thank-
have 2 more readings on this.
unless you decide not to.
You want to waive the,
I'll waive the second, third reading.
there's a motion to waive the second and third readings. There's a second.
I'll second it.
Moore,
Yes.
Moody,
Yes.
Ingstrom,
Yes.
Engelhardt,
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Let's go on to item 12, then speed bump in the alley. Dave, would you like to address that, please?
So we put in a nice new alley east of City Hall. And now they're talking about, well, I need to do my name, Dave Emil Street Park. There's a lot of kids in that alley, so they're concerned about slowing people down. But it's only like a 300-foot block. And the alley's not a playground. The kids have been drawing and stuff on the sidewalk or on the alley. So, a cement alley, I wouldn't have a problem putting in. But blacktop on blacktop is something I need to take off. And I don't think I can do that. And I'm afraid if we start one, we're gonna have to go a bunch. And I don't really want to put holes in the brand new blacktop.
And then you're clearing the snow with the speed bump in there, right?
But they would come out,
They come out in the winter?
yeah.
Okay, God, thank God, yeah.
But if we start them, we start that one, we got 10 other ones
Yeah.
west of town. And I don't really see the need for it. It's not really a playground.
That's right.
The kids, you know, there's parents to these kids, so
What?
there's parents to these kids, so they should probably watch the kids.
They could put signs about, children at play or what,
Yeah, but
would signage do any benefit?
I don't think so.
The speed signs, that
What's
What's that?
considered a speed
Speed
limit to an
limits.
alley?
We've already
15.
lowered the speed
To 15.
15. Mhm. And that was brought up earlier this spring, wasn't it?
Yeah, you changed that
Right.
They've been doing chalk.
sidewalk chalk in the
stuff
new alley.
kids do. I don't
Is a
know.
speed bump gonna stop that or promote it?
Yeah, it could get worse. Yeah. So I would say no, but I figured it's not for me to decide. So.
I just went up Green Street the other day here and there was a large bunch of kids playing in a yard, but there was a lone tiny little kid by herself right by I think it was a mailbox. And she was within inches of busy street by herself, not an adult within eye shot. And the guys were there doing Olson's garage. A lot of equipment moving, and I thought, where is an adult? And nowhere near the rest of these kids. All it's gonna take is one of these guys in a skid loader or back in a dump truck to back up. And just,
Well, technically, it's a street.
it is
We
a
don't
street.
put bumps in all the streets.
We
you
just
know,
took care of bumps in the
Yeah.
streets.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
So,
if we'd have known that, we'd have left it the way it was.
yeah, yeah. Slowed everybody.
There's no way you could drive that 15. So,
I don't know.
I'm with you. I think the parents had to be the ones that are responsible for their kids, not the school.
I would say so too. It wasn't my decision. So.
Where's the complaint? And I'm not saying this is legitimate. Where's the complaint come to? How did this get started? To
One of
Dave or complaint to?
one of the property owners came in and asked for a speed bump to be installed by their property.
Okay.
So
And when I did talk to him, he was talking not just one. He wanted like 3 of them. In that 300 foot.
Has there been any calls about close calls?
I've had a lot more on East Green than any alleys, like you said. You got to pay attention. Like East Green and West Williams the other day, a ball rolled out, and I saw it rolling out, and I'm like, I'm already on the brakes. Sure enough, boom, right in front of me. I'm like, ooh. So you just got to pay attention. Try to, but most people don't pay attention. And
We don't have any ordinance or any language in any of our streets or alleys about.
we do about children playing in the street. Yes, we could send the parents a notice, which we have done that.
wasn't there one in here?
So the idea really tonight is, is
Is
We
it in
had
the fines?
a parent saying, let's have a speed bump, or free, but, so it's you guys' decision if you want that or not. Honestly, there it is, the alley's right here. And you can't, there's no head start getting, I don't know how you get 15 miles out of that. I mean, get up to that speed. Because here, it's sharp. And even if you come off the other street, there's a, yeah, I mean, it's so,
I think we'd be setting a precedent that we don't want to
Fall under that one.
Yeah.
The various
And typically
activities
who
on
live, who
streets
would
and
use that alley, but people that live on that alley.
true.
And
Yeah.
they need to have a little chit chat with their neighbors and not expect the city to fix the problem, instead have a communication with people that are zinging up and down it if they're their neighbors.
Put up a little sign with the turtle that says slow.
Yeah.
I think
Works in Harper's.
Yeah, I think
It
those are
does.
more effective.
Yeah, I mean, it's, so that's how, you have complaints and you bring them in, and you guys
And it was
discuss.
a parent. I'm not in favor of it if there's not been a call to you because of a close call, or do you, JT?
Mhm.
And we just fixed it. And then it should have been brought while it was under construction, not after the fact. And if they're letting their kids out chalking on it, that says they're not paying attention to their kids to begin with. They're making it a playground. They're creating a problem.
That's why you look at 136 on your ordinance.
Yeah, they can be fined $50 if you look at your municipal infractions that you just reviewed.
Well, it's just more work, like you said, if it's in the winter, if everybody wants one.
I could probably put a board down and cover the board with blacktop and hope I can get the board out.
Well,
It's not
or
worth
you're
it.
drilling holes and then you're putting water and ice into your brand new.
Yeah,
This is more or less a discussion item, isn't it?
Yeah,
yeah.
Started.
kind of get that it's a no then.
Yeah. So this is really a discussion item, but I'm taking it that you folks are kind of saying no on that.
I think, in my opinion, if they weren't allowing their kids to go out and do chalk on the street, they're putting their kids, they're giving their kids the okay to be out on the street to begin with, or the alley to begin with. I think that needs to be mixed. And then the problem wouldn't be there. Their kids wouldn't be in the street if they weren't promoting playing in the street or the alley. So that's my 2 cents.
And school will start pretty soon too.
Oh.
Order
You
date.
give your kids gas and a match, they're gonna get burnt.
Pretty much. Okay.
Okay,
Okay, I think we can move on then. Okay. All right. Thanks, Dave. Okay, then item 13 is sidewalk discussion. And I had Darcy put this one on. This is between city and out to Roca, out there on
by Norplex.
by Norplex.
Housing.
Yes, yes. And I don't know if you folks travel there much, but there's lots of folks that walk on that road, and it's a highway, what it is. I've tried numerous times to get some land bought there so that we could put a sidewalk in from the person that owns that property, but I'm not doing so well at that. My biggest fear is that there's going to be a terrible accident there someday, and so I think, I look at that, I drive by that thing probably at least twice a day, if not more, on my way out to the farm. And I'm taking a look at what we got for right of way, what the city has for right of way. And I know it would take some creative construction, but I think something could be done, as far as the sidewalks there. And then, it would be in our right of way and get it done that way. But so, and then, like I said, this is just a discussion thing too. But if we do this, it's definitely going to involve money, and but be a lot of prep before we do that. So it just, that one scares me, because even at at night, and then so nothing's lit out there, and then you got folks walking on that at night. So, it's dangerous.
That came up a ton in Heart and Soul data, and I think you would have a lot of community support too.
You heard it there,
Oh,
huh?
yeah.
Yeah.
People wear black.
Yeah.
A lot of times people wear black dark clothing.
Yeah.
I know the Jewish community all wear black, and I almost hit one when they were walking in the street, walking the same way as the traffic, and I
Yeah.
didn't almost hit it. I saw them because of my life. But if they would have had a wagon, it would have been a lot easier to see them.
Dennis, to do that, you'd have to fill along one edge, probably the west edge of the road.
Probably.
Fill that up, right?
Yep.
Is there anything, the county cleans out road ditches today, and I think most of the time they give that dirt back to the property owner.
Mhm. Yeah.
I don't know if they're obligated to give it to the property owner,
First, yeah, they'll ask the property owner
Okay.
first. Yes.
so they're usually gonna take it.
Yeah.
And what I'm getting at, is there a source of fill, available? We had the city that has a stockpile of black dirt
Well, we've got a pile of clay, which would be
or clay.
Yeah.
We've already got for a base,
we've got a lot of that disappeared. We did get rid of a lot of that,
okay?
but there's still some left, so yeah.
I would think this would be the kind of thing that you could get a lot of grant money for.
I'm just, I'm just bouncing this off you guys because I think we need to do something,
Right.
and
When conjunction with that, was there anything ever looked further into like the bus stop? Oh, just past Jack Hager's.
Intersection.
it,
I think you talked to the
I have, I've talked to the superintendent about it, yeah. And, but see, at that, I believe if I think back, it was close to the end of the school year, wasn't it?
Does the bus go out to?
Mhm.
that
Oh, yeah,
housing?
you bet.
And then it comes in
Yeah.
and stops there just
Mhm.
north or just west or east, of Jack's.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm gonna go back then to like the idea of a chunk of sidewalk just east or cutting it just west, where I was talking and kind of like that Jeanette house and because there again, that's a busy street too, and there's
Yeah.
kids walking when there's snow on the ground. If that's gonna remain a bus stop, that gets busy for little farts walking.
Yeah.
And if we're talking sidewalks, let's talk sidewalks.
Yeah.
And continue it, because it just stops. And like 2 lots there, it needs to continue too, so, because it continues there in front of Jack's.
Sure. Yeah, and I agree with you, that maybe even the school, but no matter what they did, if they moved it, that stop, they could move that further west.
Just somewhere where the kids aren't walking out on that busy street.
Yeah.
Like we're in.
But the thing is, Lori, is, when we get into that, now we've got private, we've got
I do.
folks that we need to talk to, about a stat. This out here is in our right of way,
I know.
so,
Well, I mean, they walk because they don't have cars.
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
I mean, so that's part of the problem,
Yep.
that.
But there's a lot of walkers out there.
Yes.
Well, there is, and
Well,
we've talked to Tyler. I mean, the guy that's managing that now, and they're full. I mean, I think they're about as full as they've ever been. There's a waiting list out there, and so this is something that, when you've got it full, which I don't know how many more people that means, but I see lots of new people. So they're here, and yeah.
Well, and it would kind of extend the bike trail a little bit too, I
Yeah,
mean,
it would. Yeah.
I can see a lot more people using it if there was a sidewalk out, because we have a lot of people walk in this town for pleasure,
Mhm. Yep.
so.
There's really not even sidewalk in front of Misty, is there?
Oh,
So how do you get the ball started, Dennis?
well, I can do her if you give me a little permission, I'll get something going.
You're gonna need money.
Right, but you don't know you need money until you get the right people connected, and then they're going to tell you how much money you're going to need, and that's when we'll go do something again. But I think there should be grant money available for something like that. I mean, we can apply for some things.
First to check it Tuesday. You know that?
What?
You guys haven't made a deal with Bruning yet on that land.
No,
They're good at building stuff.
Yeah. I mean, there's some swapping we
Talk
could
to some
probably.
engineers.
Yeah,
I
you
mean, we
bet.
got a lot of utility that we have to
Yeah,
consider in
yeah.
that west
Yeah.
ditch. Yeah.
You might want to work with the school too, because if there's a bus stop there and the kids are walking there, that might open more grant opportunities for like school safety grants and things.
Sure.
I
Yeah.
think in one of those emails I had sent you,
I still have that, but
Yeah.
yeah.
and I know they said they were already, at that time they were done with their funding sources, but it would be coming up, but there was dates in that.
Yep,
email.
I have it flagged to look back at.
That, and I think maybe Shelley was one of the sources.
Yeah.
Or somebody within her.
Yeah.
But it had 2 or 3 funding sources for
Yeah.
sidewalks.
There's, you have basically a place to find all these grants, McElroy or whatever,
Yep.
A lot of this burden falls on
Yeah.
you,
hmm
but, part of the job, you're good at it.
Yeah, but we got to figure out what the plan is first. So I think that's where the mayor's saying,
I
can
would
we get an
suggest that we
engineering
get Dennis-
proposal maybe, or could we? Because we've got a lot of utility, and I think that has to be addressed first
Well,
to
it
see
does.
if that's even doable.
Yeah.
Because the utilities are underneath that land,
They're in the city's right away.
Yeah, they're in the ditch.
they're in the ditch, but
Yeah.
this isn't gonna cover the whole ditch.
No.
No, but we still need to look at
They're
all
not gonna
that.
Dig up all those utilities for this.
We don't want to bury them though either. We won't bury them any deeper. We might have to have risers. We have to look at what's all
Yeah.
there.
It'll take
Even
an
though they're in the
engineering
ground,
deal.
If a couple feet of dirt went over top of them.
Yeah, there's a lot of manholes through there.
Yeah, I've seen
Mhm.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a mess. I mean, it would be way better if we could just buy some ground, get it right up on to the other side of those poles. But,
Yeah, have it on the west side of those
You
poles,
bet. you bet,
Probably not gonna happen.
you know?
Okay, so because it's just discussion, as long as they're giving you the
Yeah,
go ahead, then
so-
we'll start researching it.
We'll start researching, all right, and then see what we come up. We won't do anything unless we'll get back to you guys.
One side of the road, I know that to me, the west side is more, the side to go on, because otherwise they're gonna cross over the highway.
Yep.
There's no need to consider the east side, I don't think.
Yeah, and then you got Norplex, there too.
I guess our-
Yeah, so you just need our blessing or?
Well, you bet. And like I said, we'll look into possibilities and then we'll get back to you. All right.
Boy, one person can just follow.
Yeah,
They don't wanna-
Yep, it can cause a lot of problem. All right, let's go on to item then 14. Purchase request from the police department for computers. Chief,
Excuse me. So last month I sent out an email to Travis Thornton, who works for NEIT. He's kind of like our IT for the telephone company and helps us out quite a bit for our computers we have now. I want to replace the ones that we have, and I'm shooting for 6 of them. That way each officer will have their own computer. They don't have to share a computer. And no, these are the desktop computers. That way it's more security purposes for the officers and we can have more storage for each officer compared to what we got going on now.
So what would they be?
Where they'd be in here, and they would have them each in their desk.
I went in there one time.
Yeah, you don't want to go in there now.
No, I don't.
Cubicle
But I
or
just- I didn't
workstation.
know
Right.
If everybody had their own little station.
Yeah. See, right as it is set up right now, there's 3 computers. 2 of them is shared by the 3 officers and then the part timers. And everything gets piled up in there. We lose storage and everything. And it's security reasons to be good on the reports that they have their own computer. They can log in, do what they need to do. So I'm looking at the newer priced ones instead of the refurbished one.
Is this in your budget?
Yeah, we
because I
budgeted for new
budgeted.
You have a
computers.
budget,
Yep, I budgeted in this last go
This
around.
fiscal year.
Is
Yep.
that the only place you look for prices or?
I want to stick with Travis because, like I said, he's not like our IT guy that comes in and
or the- in the idea?
Yep.
Yeah.
I've had no issues with what he's done for us. He's actually done a lot of stuff for us that he's went above and beyond.
You've got the 3-year warranty, but you've got half the memory in that new one.
And it can be upgraded at a later time if we wanted to go that route. We don't need. That's gonna be enough right there for each.
Plenty.
Yeah, he said if we have to, we can upgrade, but he goes that'll be plenty for what we're gonna need it for.
The warranties as much of
Right.
of a good thing as if your memory of all the stuff for pictures and
Mhm.
videos you have to have. Just so you have did he give you any pricing on what it would cost to upgrade the memory?
It wasn't. He said he didn't give me a price. He said it wouldn't be much. He just that's what he recommends right now.
We just got new ones in our office as well. And you might as well go with the new so you can get the warranties.
Right. Instead of
The refurbed it might be good, but
Mhm. Yeah, that's
and then you only get a year.
what's that?
The monitors are separate.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
And are the monitors with a camera? So you can do like a.
I'm
online-
assuming they are,
I would check that because we just got new monitors too.
and they didn't come
And to
with
go
the.
with the audio and, they might have a camera, but to have the camera with a microphone,
Mm-hmm.
really pricey. So that you could do like a Zoom.
Right. Right.
Just make sure it's got audio visual. Or built-in speaker.
Right.
At that price, it should, but and that way it's at least dual cause. So you can have a meeting with another department. or
Right.
something. But we went with the 27-inch too.
Yeah.
They're huge.
I think that's like the common.
Okay, how we doing?
New monitors too. Might as well, same reason.
Yeah.
Warranty and all that. Well, I move that we approve the request from the police department for the new computers and the monitors. It's in their budget, right?
Yep.
Don't bust your budget.
Try not to. Wait.
Simple as that. That's what we budget.
Yep. I haven't done it yet.
I would second that.
All right, any further discussion? Not all those in favor say aye.
All right.
Opposed say no. Carry. All right, then item 15, resolution number 1439-24, a resolution approving a towing contract and authorizing the police chief to sign. Chief?
So I've got this contract, kind of taking it off of what Marmac had for their towing contract and other departments as well. One of my intentions is to send this contract out to different agencies where they have a towing company, have them read it, if they're interested in it, have them sign it off, and then they would be part of our towing contract for the city of Postville. The thing I don't know if I got the updated one.
Oh, the one that Dan reviewed.
Yeah. There's only one change on here that I see which I did mention to Darcy and Dan was going to change it, but I didn't get the upgraded one. It was on number 7. Let's see if it's changed on your guys' end of it.
What should it say?
So number 7, the 7 says the towing company will collect the towing fee in storage or towing and storage fees. The towing company will collect the towing, but the police department would collect the storage fees.
Oh, I thought I changed it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, because what will happen is, like, say if there is a vehicle that needs to get towed for like illegally parked or abandoned or snow removal, we tow it to the city lot where it's enclosed by the wastewater treatment plant. We tow it there, lock everything up, and then there'd be a storage fee. So how many days it's there, we would get would collect the storage fee, and then the tow company would collect the towing fee. Have it split.
So they'd get two separate bills.
They would get a bill from us, and then in order to get the car back, we would
Oh,
send them
yeah.
to the tow company. Whoever did the tow would say, "Well, this is what you owe the tow company is the $85, and it's $185 per tow, or it's $100 per tow if it's for emergency calls, like emergency snow removal or something like that. Then it'd be $100 for per tow on 4."
What determines who gets called first on the towing job?
We would have a list, basically. If we had 5 tow companies, we can go off the list if they respond, or else we can go. If we have 2 people that are interested in it, one person can be on odd days, the other person can be on even days of the month.
Right now, Reggie somewhat has an exclusive on the towing. Am I right?
That's what we've been doing for a while, yeah.
Okay.
But we can go even or
he's-
odd
and he's-
days.
But he's also local.
Yep. And so is the one on the corner here.
Gas Auto.
He's local.
Yes, okay.
So if it's those 2 that are interested, have odd, even days. Odd days would be, and we mix it up in the month.
How big a towing vehicle does Bass have?
He's got,
You're talking your pickups and your cars.
yeah, he's got a flatbed like Reggie.
Okay.
But like so say for accidents, car accidents, that will not be the officer's decision unless it's a bad accident where they had to take the owner to the hospital. We would make that call on who's going to do the tow. But if it's an accident, it's the owner's responsibility to make that call on who they want to call for a tow service,
To repair or to
for the tow service.
There's kind of been some changes with towing. I just can't tow everything. So state versus Ingram has turned into a case law thing that happened a couple of years ago. Used to be like we could just tow this cause, well, it's legally parked. On arrest, we gotta leave it, and we've gotta offer them their own, like if they
Just a second.
call a ride or their own tow company, then they can come.
These guys can't hear you, JT, so.
Can you just step up to this mic?
Right there for you.
Different rules with towing, so like there's,
Move up.
You know,
Come on. You don't-
yeah, it's
Nobody should.
used to be like we can just make our own decision, but we could just tow it based on our word or on our choice. But we got if it's legally parked, we leave it. Give them the option of who you're gonna call to come get the vehicle. Unless there's like no insurance or if it's OWI, I believe we can take it. But
Yeah.
But even if it's OWI and it's legally parked,
You can stay there.
we leave it be there. And then inventorying and stuff like that, we don't. There's rules to that. It's only like if you make a drug arrest, and then if you get into the vehicle based off of that drug arrest, then you have your complete inventory. But not every vehicle is going to be inventoried. I don't believe unless it's on there. But so there's just a lot of different rules in towing. So it's like owner's request and stuff like that, unless it's like evidentiary purposes for us or part of the case.
So basically, we're saying if it's accident related or it's owner's request on tow, but if it's emergency related or abandoned vehicles like what's on here, then it's our call to get the vehicle moved. And we impound it, or not impound it, we put it in storage over there. It's locked up,
Isn't that the same?
kind of. But it's locked up, secured. We have control over it for the owners. But like I said, the reason I brought this up is because I want to give the opportunities to the other towing services around here to look at the contract. If they agree to it, they want to be part of it. They sign off. They let us know. We have the list and we go from there.
Can we put in that the preference should be given to the 2 postal businesses first?
If those 2 are
If they
willing,
agree to it?
if they're willing to sign the contract and wanting to do that, those would be the top, would
They
be
should
top
get
of the
the
list. Yep.
First call.
First call, and if they don't,
And I'm not sure if that's legal or not.
well, that's what I mean. You can go off the list, and if they don't answer the phone, then we go to the next person on the list. They don't answer, we just keep
Right.
going down the list. Yeah,
Okay.
that's the best way to do it.
Basically, if it's like, if they say, well, we don't have a preference, we don't care who tows it, if it's an accident, we can say, okay, well, call Reddy or call Bass, whoever you want to call person. So a lot of places actually have a contract towing company.
Company.
Down in Marmac, it was always Pleasant Repair first, then we would go to was it Bob's
Prairie. Yep, and
go
then
to them or the Sodders.
Sodders and Monona, Luena.
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 Do other towns have this?
Like
The county even goes out to Hennessy.
Hennessy or Winnebago County.
Danny Max.
yeah. Same with Decorah, they go off of Hennessy and Danny Mac and Bob's or Don's, yeah.
Danny Mac is walk on, right? Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they do an on-call schedule. County.
Well, we'd have it in writing, you know, I mean,
I'm okay with it as long as the preferences, the first two calls are the postal businesses.
So the motion,
sign the contract.
Yeah, as long as they sign the
Sign
contract.
Contract and they, and the first and second, then I guess if there, you have to probably alternate between even and odd days or something like that.
Right. And we can do that.
Does that need to be in the contract?
I thought it was, or was that that was the other one? Maybe we didn't put that one in there. I know it was in Marmac's contract. Wasn't it even odds on the days?
Or is that policy?
You know, if you have multiples,
Yeah.
you know how they get chosen, just so you don't have.
Well, yeah, we can, make it policy to be even odd.
Yeah.
okay. So is there a motion?
And I already made one.
No, you didn't.
I didn't?
No.
Mm-mm.
Okay, I move that we approve this
Becky second.
1439-24 with the stipulation that the Postville towing businesses receive the first calls. Does that have to be added to it, Darcy?
That's not a part of the.
Not a part of the resolution.
Mm-mm, but I made a note for policy.
That could be on policy.
What?
That could be on policy.
Oh, okay.
We got to make a note. We got to make that change on 7 anyway, too.
Yeah.
Which will be taken care of.
Mhm.
This is just strictly to have this as a contract.
Correct.
I would second that one.
Becky had second.
Oh, you already have it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry.
That's right.
Yeah, I just wait for his number.
No, she did.
You ready for me to
You
go?
got, whenever you're ready.
Moore,
Yes.
Moody,
Yes.
Engstrom,
Yes.
Engelhardt.
Yes.
All right, thank you. Item 16, consent agenda. Anything in there you folks want to pull out? Talk
Yeah,
about?
I get 2 things actually.
All right.
So next month, September 4th, it's that week of. Sierra will be gone tentatively the whole month of September with the new dog. It is going to be a male dog. They have a dog for her. They found a male. It's a Dutch Shepherd.
What does that mean? Bigger?
It's the same as what Xena was.
Okay.
Just I think body wise it's a little bigger, but
Okay.
so she's gonna have to work with the dog, get used to the dog and work with it. Sounds like it's a right fit for her, for the dog and the dog for this area. When it's time to work, the dog wants to work, meaning pretty aggressive. But
How
when
do you
it
know that already?
with the trainer,
Discussions.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
and when the dog's time to be lazy, it just good with other dogs, good with other people, and great with kids. So that's what it sounds like. She's gonna be in September. Hopefully, it won't be the whole month of September. It'll be possibly she could be out in 3 weeks instead of the 4 or 5. So that's for September. The other question is with the sidewalks. I don't think it's going to happen this year, but next year are we gonna put markings back on the sidewalks with the bikes? And he's gone.
Oh yeah, yeah. If that's what they want.
Yeah, because last week I got a phone call. A business owner coming out of the alley, and this boy on a scooter wasn't paying attention and hit the truck and flew over the hood of the truck and landed on their side of the sidewalk and shook him up pretty good.
Like got blown over.
A
Kid on the motorcycle.
kid on a scooter hit the
Oh,
front of the truck and went over the hood and landed on the sidewalk. And luckily he didn't hurt himself, but he didn't have a helmet on. And I think we need to hopefully enforce that, get those markings back on the sidewalks.
Was it in the
again.
business district?
Yep,
Yeah.
it was in the business district.
there's a kid that scooted right in front of me by the park. I
Yeah.
gave him a dirty look and
It's in the business. It's the most concerns to me that I've been noticing is on business sections. I'm running east and north and south and west. And now, I try to do the best I can and tell them they can't be here, and that's as far as it goes. But
Well, and right now it's like an obstacle course. And
Right.
Imagine when it's all done, they
Yeah.
can really build up
yeah,
in esteem.
because we had one. What was that? A month ago? 2 months ago? With the boy on the bike in the alley here come flying through.
Oh, yeah.
And they heard a thump. They're like, "What the heck happened?" And put a pretty big dent in the car, and he flew over and landed on the other side. The front tires all bent up, and they watched it on video. It was all on video. But yeah, I'm just double checking on that. That if it doesn't happen this year, well, are they doing the school markings this year? Or no, they won't be able to because the highways can be. Yeah, so I guess next year, hopefully, get them installed.
Mhm.
Get it back.
So when is this highway gonna be finished?
The contract with the DOT end date is the end of September.
So then the markings could go down.
Yeah, we certainly
could,
could. Yeah,
could,
depending
yeah.
on the weather. Yeah.
Depending on the weather and everything. Yeah,
Right.
because of what I think school starts the 23rd.
Yep.
Of August
Somewhere there. Yeah.
on a Friday. So
We could just ask General.
Sure. What do you got?
Just questioning on how close did Kleesner come in on their bill for doing their patchwork blacktop over on those 3 streets by us?
Yep. So the estimate was what the billing is.
It is.
Mhm.
Okay. And why did the one patch get not done, like in front of Bob Schrader's area?
It's concrete.
Wasn't it all concrete?
No.
What's that now?
They both got to be trapped in.
Oak
that
Drive, I think is where she's talking.
Why that's not done?
It's concrete.
Concrete.
Why some of it got
Black-
asphalt and some of it.
Some of it
just-
isn't. It's because of the concrete.
5-10 minutes later, I'd have been, had to stay home.
Mhm.
I know, but yeah, it was like, you didn't know, there was no way out.
The spray, the oil was already down
You
and
bet.
I wasn't driving my new car.
Oh, you're not.
Turned out nice.
I had one on this, radio communications for $5,000.
To the sheriff's office. Pay that every year.
It's part of the
Oh,
911.
Yeah, it's 911.
We didn't buy any equipment.
No.
Not yet, but it's coming around the corner here. Like yet this fall.
What's that?
New different radio frequencies because everybody's going to one county's going to Sarah and the other county's going is at Ethics now, and the other county doesn't know where they're going to go. So we have to upgrade in order to listen to
Both?
3. Well, 1 we can listen to, the other 2 we can't right now. Will not be able to.
At the end of this month, next month, we won't be able to hear Clayton.
Clayton County because they decided to go to Sarah.
We can't hear
Sarah.
Sarah.
It's a what's that?
That's the provider?
Well, it's the frequency they call it. That
It's an acronym.
if you were in the southern part of Clayton County, I think the only reason I went there because Dubuque and is Delaware on it. Yeah, Dubuque and Delaware County are in Sarah, but everything else up here is around is either Ethics or what we're on right now. And they didn't. I don't know why they didn't switch over. It just makes it confusing for everybody
Yes, it does.
else.
Anything else in the consent agenda? Not, is there a motion to approve it? Second?
Second.
And all those in favor say aye. Those say no. All right, that's carried. Item 17 is resolution for money to pay the bills.
I move that we pay the bills.
Second?
Second.
Did you get somebody?
Yep.
All right, whenever you're ready.
Moore,
Yes.
Moody,
Yes.
Ingstrom,
Yes.
Engelhardt.
Yes.
All right, thank you. And then we're at item 18. Any more public comment after this?
Rachelle, you still here?
I need 500 volunteers to help with the mobile consulate this weekend who speak Spanish.
We had them until that part.
Yeah, that one took 500 right out of there. But
I have a question. Just on the legals. That wasn't on the, is that part of the consent?
The city attorneys,
Yeah,
like, yeah, if you can ask a question, I don't know whether I'll answer it in public or not, but
okay. Well, it's just like 565 West Williams, 657A and 10B. Calls the attorney representing the defendant, sets for things, such DMM directed attorney for the defendant to proceed with demolition.
right. Yeah.
What's that?
So that is a house up on West William or West Street, near West Street, that is owned by SHF that we are in the process of taking, a 657A. And he's just telling you what the court proceedings are or what he's done
Okay.
so far on that.
It's a condemned property.
Yes.
Yep, okay.
Mhm.
408 Library, MI filed, defendant served.
Yeah. So that's another one that is a dilapidated home.
Okay,
And
Okay.
he's working on trying to get that brought up to code.
He hasn't been
Okay.
doing much work with it, has he?
No, he's getting himself in trouble. So 408
He still's
Library.
got those appliances on the front porch.
who's this?
That's old.
408 Librand, is that the one that's what she's
Yeah.
referring to? Yeah.
And the next one, officer with MS.
Yeah.
Okay. Off work until South Primary. Is that a health related issue?
Mhm.
Sure.
Okay. Housing inspector, are we keeping him happy or how are we doing with him?
He's busy.
Busy.
He's busy.
Yep.
He wanted more money.
You got it.
Did we give him that?
Yeah.
I think we did.
Yeah.
Should be happy.
Yeah.
Parking waiting for county attorney status. Is that what parking?
That's
violation?
done.
Yeah,
That's the parking that we sent over to 28E with the county for the parking
For the
fines.
collection?
That's
Yeah.
been filed with the Secretary of State.
Some
Yeah.
of the stuff is getting,
yes.
It's just what he's been working
Yeah.
on. So, you know, yeah.
I have a question too, that house, you know where Tracy Shager lives?
Yep.
Across the street,
Yep.
that they halfway put the
Yep.
siding on.
Yep.
Is that on,
So that property, he signed an agreement. He did not fulfill his part of the agreement. He was fined $6,500 and the mayor could issue him to be arrested if he so chose. So that's where that one's at.
Okay.
We have not gotten him to We have not gotten a fire lit under him, so
Is it to East Green, I'll bet you that.
yes, that's the East Green property.
Any more on attorney connections?
At once upon a time, there was gonna be a low voltage electrical line in the right of way of the railroad. Is that progressed or is that?
You still,
We haven't heard
died, you
for
know.
quite a while on that.
yeah, last time I thought I heard on that is they're still battling out with a lot of landowners
Yeah.
east of here, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, there's a lot of folks that haven't signed on to that.
Right.
Okay,
I have a
so the
question.
city signing on doesn't mean that you had every property owner down the line
Mm-hmm.
had to sign off.
Sign off
Yep.
on it.
Line Brandon Co-op Drive. SLC sent response to the city on 10/31/23 regarding land for swap.
That was the Monroe property.
Yeah,
That
isn't that done?
Yeah,
it is. You're reading.
yeah,
his
you're
whole-
reading the results.
everything that he's done.
It says underneath, it says pending.
No,
But
that's
it's
done.
done.
It's done,
Yeah,
okay.
it is. Yeah.
Everything just can't be pending forever,
No, you're right, but it's done.
okay.
Yeah.
All right,
Question?
No, I'll wait till it's my turn. Then we have comments.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, then that's, I guess the next one is the mayor's report. I have to comment a little bit on the circus. We went to the early one, and it was like, and I thought it was pretty well attended. I think it was about 3/4 full, and it was a warm day. And I mean, the Lions, they didn't want to do anything. I think I could have stuck my head in that lion's mouth and been okay. But okay, so my point being, I sat there, and I know circuses are not for old people, but you should have seen the kids. I mean, it was so great to see the kids and then see first of all, the reactions, the smiles, the laughs, and everything else that goes with being a kid. You know what? There's nothing wrong with that. And there's nothing wrong with every once in a while providing something like that for them to go to. I mean, I thought it was great. And then Darcy, you happened to go to the second show, and I don't know if you got any comments, but I think it was just really neat.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I just have to say that the circus, it was easy to work with. They did what they said they do. There was no issues and there was no mess. I think after we paid Artie back the $290 deposit, the pool park and rec got about $1,000. So they only had about 513 total attend.
Right. I mean, it wasn't.
So it wasn't overly attended,
No.
but
We had a little competition going on.
There was a lot. You bet. I mean,
Fairs and country.
you bet. Lots of things going
on.
on. And of course, at that time, and I don't know if our Jewish folks would go or not, but they couldn't at that time.
yeah.
So that might be something, if we do this again, if we get on the list, and then maybe we could get a different day, or something. Because I'm sure I know the Jewish kids would love to go to that.
Mhm.
But it was good. And that's about all I got to say about it. Am I supposed to say something else about anything else? Okay, I'm done then.
Well, it
That's-
just kind of enriches the kids' life here, I mean.
Yeah, I mean, it
Yeah.
is. And it's something that, and you can, I know a lot of folks are going to tell you that Postville really has nothing going and there's nothing happening in this town, but that's not true. We had the Big Four Fair, and that's always, I mean, what those folks do there, is amazing. You got livestock from 4 counties, and not, when a county fair, that's only one. So we got them all here. So I had, I attended the Postville Fair. I attended the fair in Decorah, and then I went to the state fair. And it's like, so I guess what I'm trying to say is the quality of livestock that is around in these 4 corners of this state is pretty darn good. And you got a bunch of kids that are real proud of showing them. You know. So that was good. Right. No, I'm done. Council.
Well, the thing I like about the Big Fort Fair is that people come to Postville for it. I mean, you know, we go to every other town's stuff, but, you know, like the Holy Walks, we wouldn't get anybody from any other town come.
Right.
And so I like that they come,
Yeah.
you know, that they don't stick their nose in there and say they don't want to come to Postville.
Oh, right.
I have two things. Number one is, back in May, we talked about, there was a thing from Snyder for the, up on Reynolds for the Ziegler deal.
Engineering.
And then they were waiting for Erdman to come through with, did they ever send a quote in?
Yeah, so the council approved Erdman. You did that
Okay.
at the last meeting, right?
Okay, so I must have just put this aside to make sure. And I probably did vote for it. It's just that so much has happened.
Yeah.
There was a bill, was that for that?
Mhm.
Okay.
Oh, no, now this is something, somebody forwarded me something from Facebook. I'm not on it, but they forwarded this to me. And I need to know what the truth is, or I heard that there was an issue with a towing situation. And they were talking about somebody charging money for something that shouldn't have been charged. I think it was Reggie had picked up a vehicle and brought it to his place. And then they wouldn't let the guy take his car without paying the city for cleaning up the wreck. So can somebody shine light on that for me?
Yeah. Do you want to say anything, Chief, or?
That's,
Yeah. Well, it wasn't. So the other fee was actually, it was the fire department rollout fee. You know, and truly, I believe was what I caught out of that. It was a misunderstanding, you know, and hopefully, because that was not good, you know, and so I don't believe. Yeah, it got heated.
So what I understood is that there shouldn't have been that rollout fee from the fire department to those people that had to have the tow.
Well, it was like
Don't they bill them for stuff like that?
normally that rollout fee would go to the insurance company.
Okay, so then it shouldn't have even been a cash thing.
Yeah.
So who was at fault? I mean, was it a tow truck driver trying to collect it, or was the city trying to collect it? I mean, not the city, because it's not our fire department.
Yeah.
Frontier or whatever.
Yes.
So who was wrong?
Well, I'm not real sure. You know, I mean, let's just say it shouldn't have happened.
I just want to get that straight. 'Cause
Yeah.
I saw the post and I saw different comments from different people.
Yep.
And I just wanted to get it straight so I used to say I understand it, but I sort of don't. But I guess it was something that never should have happened.
Yep.
That's all we need to know.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anything else?
I'm going to chime in on, as my other job is health inspections at the courthouse. So I was at the swimming pool, and as you guys know, there was a second year of broken swim goggles that were broken, and glass got in the pool, causing the pool to get shut down again, which is costly in itself. But besides that, Zach's going to have to probably talk to us as a council. The chemical room, the floor is rotting out from underneath the big chemical tanks, and they're big liquid tanks full of chlorine, which having to shut down kind of didn't hurt and starting up again because he got to burn some more chemical out that way. But otherwise he was going to have to siphon the tanks out to get the big tanks empty enough to get them out of the building, but that floor is gonna have to get rebuilt. So in that regards, I'm talking more as a pool inspections person, not city council person. And looking at it, the building in itself is got some other issues too. When I first started doing the inspections, there was a raccoon problem in there too. But that's been resolved. But the floor is beyond rotten. And chemicals alone will do that, but I don't know if the steel on the outside of the building never went down far enough to keep the wood protected either from like snow.
It's not concrete floor.
Well, and that's what him and I had talked about, and I don't know if it would be any further along to just take that little building itself out of there and then just maybe extend the existing roof over like where the drains and stuff are
That's what he's gonna do.
out further.
yeah.
So it doesn't need to be heated,
Mhm.
but it would maybe then extend the roof over the new heater too,
Sure.
to protect that from the elements.
You bet.
So that was in my report, and I don't know if he talked to you guys about it or not.
We actually knew about it before your report, so.
Okay.
Well,
I didn't know if the council
Yeah.
needed to know.
Yeah.
that, so.
Sure.
Another thing too about that pool, I was reading the street report and he had to make sure all the chlorine was
You have to dechlorinate it first.
dechlorinated all. I mean, there was a lot of work to do. It probably cost several $1,000s.
Oh, yeah.
Well, and then time and overtime, and there was a lot of hurt feelings. There was some. I was there that day. It wasn't a pleasant day to be anybody associated with the pool.
I understand they're not gonna allow anybody to bring their own in. They can rent them. Good.
The glass goggles.
Mhm.
I don't know what in the heck anybody has glass goggles on their children's faces.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought.
I haven't seen it through my whole life.
Take the parent and beat them with the glass goggles personally. But,
I've never heard of it.
yeah, unless you're an Olympic swimmer, you don't need glass goggles.
They're, well, 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I've done this, well, I've done it or I've worked with a person that has done it now for 31 years. And this is the only time I've ever heard of it, and it's been back-to-back years. So, it's pretty disheartening, honestly.
Yes, it is.
That's the only 2 times it's ever happened. With Postville?
And
think
the 4
walk-on
pools
had
that we
one.
inspect,
Yeah, still.
I mean, not to be gross, but you expect to hear it more of having solid fecal release
Yes.
more often than
Yeah.
broken swimming goggles.
Baby roof bar.
That's why I stay out of it.
That's right.
It's not a baby birth, it's called a solid fecal release. But as a council, I just thought I'd release the.
Very good.
It's good to know.
Anything else, you guys? Not, is there a motion to adjourn?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those say no. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
I like our tablet. Larry, you should try it. It's really nice.
I'm gonna try it. Yeah.